Let's get right to the breaking news. The first American airstrikes in Syria, a new front in a long war. Missiles fired from warships dropped by air, most targeting the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa. But they also zeroed in on a new terror group inside Syria called Khorasan. We have breaking details on how that active plot targeting America was stopped.
Really surprising developments. And our news, ABC News national security team up all night, as you can imagine, tracking this story. And let's start with Martha Raddatz, who is in Washington. Good morning, Martha.
Good morning, Robin. This is a major escalation in this fight. It may not have been shock and awe, but the wave of airstrikes that hit Syria last night was the biggest we've seen in a single day since the U.S. began attacking ISIS in early August. And we did not do it alone, and we did not just attack ISIS.
The strikes were launched from the air and the sea, missiles and precision-guided bombs from U.S. stealth bombers, stealth fighters, and armed drones pummeling 22 targets in Syria with 47 Tomahawk missiles fired from Navy warships in the Persian Gulf and Red Sea.
Very different from what we've been doing in Iraq. This is almost like a Desert Storm, where we went in with lots of firepower, everything that the United States has. All our best gear is going into this fight because we have to treat it like a very high-threat environment.
14 of the targets were aimed at ISIS headquarters, supply depots, command and control centers, and finance centers, stretching from the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa, where the Americans and British hostage were executed, and across the east to the Iraq border. But 8 additional al-Qaeda targets were hit to disrupt what the U.S. called an imminent attack against the United States and Western interests by the Khorasan group. Warplanes from 5 largely Sunni nations, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, helped with the attacks against ISIS.
This is the first time we've had this much participation from Sunni Arab nations fighting or dropping bombs on other Sunnis. So it's quite remarkable.
The U.S. has been flying surveillance missions, picking out the targets for this unique coalition of partners to attack ISIS. It was not a mission without risk. Syria has sophisticated anti-aircraft systems, but it is unlikely the Assad regime would want to fire on the U.S. or Arab countries, since Assad, too, would like to get rid of ISIS.
And we learned this morning the Syrian regime was notified of the attacks, which would have been to help deconflict those aircraft and send a warning to Syria not to strike.